Remember, first and foremost, we are trying to calculate how much the shear at this particular location changes. And when I say particular location, I mean midspan, because this problem is focused at midspan. The midspan. So it's one spot. We are now focused on how much the shear changes when the load moves around. In this case, it moves so that load number 4 will replace load number 3 at midspan. So it means that I think we have general understanding that the have to pile it all together. So when load number 4 moves to replace load number 3, it means the entire load group will have to move with this distance, 13.5 meters. And now we know, according to the influence line of the shear at midspan, the load, every load that is not at the point that of interest itself, it moves from right to left. Every load moves up the slope. So the change of the shear force at this point of interest, which is midspan, will increase due to load number 1, 2, 4, and 5 moving up the slope. The change is equal to every load that we talk about multiplied by the distance, multiplied by the slope. Remember that this gives you the coordinate for the y, but we don't need to calculate that. It's such a painful thing. Okay. Now the problem lies with load number 3, which is at the transition point. First and foremost, load number 3 gives you the positive value of shear. Correct? When load number 3 stays at midspan, it gives you a positive shear. So when the load number 3 moves away from this positive shear is gone. So you can view this as what you used to have and you now don't. Okay, so let's say you have, I change the number to something more dramatic. Say you have 1,000 baht in your wallet, and now you lose your wallet. So I ask you, how much money do you have? How much increase or decrease your money have? Bad grammar, but anyway. So you say my money decreases by 1,000 baht because I lose my wallet. The same thing, something that you used to have that is now gone. So relatively speaking, your value decreases because you used to have 1,000 baht, now you have 0. So your change of money is minus 1,000. So this is the same. Number 3 used to give you a shear equal to 7.5 tons. But then when it moves away, the 7.5 tons is gone. So the shear reduces. That's why it has to be negative, because it reduces. It used to be there, but it's no longer there. So in terms of change, it reduces the number. We are talking about the change. And then not only that, the positive value that you used to have is now gone, but it also gives you a new negative number, which was not there before. So you see, it's double impact. The positive value that it used to give is gone, and it gives you a new negative value. So it's twofold. The positive is gone, and the negative is there. It's just like, maybe I can find a better story for it. You lose your wallet. You used to have 1,000 baht. Now 1,000 baht is. You walk to your car. Somebody just broke your windshield. So now you got to fix your car. So you have a debt to fix your car as well. The car used to be fine, but now somebody just broke your windshield. So you need to fix that. Just like, oh no, I have to pay something to fix my car. It's something like that, you know. You used to have something, then you lose it, and then there's a new damage caused by this existence. The new damage because load number 3 now moves in the negative zone. So this value is simply the new value of the shear at C introduced by load number 3 when it moves to the new spot. Load number 3 used to be heaven, now it's in hell. So the heaven is gone here, the hell is now here, which is that. Okay, that's the first approach. Second one is just, it is as if you were in heaven. You thought you moved up, and then you wake up in hell. Right? So, oops, oh no, now we lose that. We thought we would have something positive, but no, actually it's negative. Because it's down there, not up here. Okay? Hope it helps. Does it? So that means you guys are ready for the second stroke. Right? Which is the phone. Yeah, I told you about the using the equilibrium for the back thing. Right now I have the shoulder thing. I don't know how to handle it. Anyway, okay, it's the same problem, right? So now we go back here. The same load, same beam, but now we want to know maximum positive bending moment. Again? Mother Nature must hate it. Okay, anyway. Now we need to calculate the location of our Q. So let us try to rewrite this load. You guys can copy and paste this, right? I don't think that's kind of difficult. So anyway, let me try my best to write this. Load number 1, number 2. You guys are writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Something like that. I think this is 4. That's 15, 15, 15, and 15. And 4.5, 7.5. Okay. This is 4.5 meters. Wow. Oh. 4.5. This is 7.5. This is 13.5. And you know, I'll move this a little bit so that it gives you a true feeling. Okay. Try when you draw things, try to make them look realistic. Helps your perspective. Okay. Now we need to find Q. So it's simply the take the moment, and the most natural way to do it is just take the moment at the first line. Yeah. So now we have the Q. Okay. So Q is somewhere here, but Q is simply 64, right? You just add them all up. Okay. So we have 64 y bar, okay, is equal to, now I take the moment at load number, the second one, third one, fourth one, and fifth one, they're all 50. So I can take the factor out, correct? And now just use the distance, 4.5 plus, be careful, the second one, this is for load number 2, for load number 3, that becomes 12, right? Just need to add them up. The third one, which is load number 4, add them more, becomes 25.5, And the last one, you add another 7.5, so that's 32. Am I correct? Okay. The Y bar, how much? Please, thank you. $17.34 meters. Okay, so you know where it is, right? Now we here is 12. So 17.34 should be very close to the number 3. So, right. QC. You now know that this is 17.34. The distance from load number 1 to number 4 is 25.5. So I'd say Q is closer to 3 than 4. Right? Now, have you finished this performance that later? It's natural. We must get rid of something that remains, our eating. So our body is like a factory trying to change food into energy. Eat that. Okay, so now, folks, what we need to do, we now know where Q is. We now know where Q is close to load number 3 than number 4. So I say we will try to place this load on the beam so that the beam center line is right between Q and load. Here is center line. Now you know the distance from the left support to the center line is 25 meters, right? You also know that the distance from the first load to Q is 17.34. From the first load to load number 3 is 12. So this here is 17.34 minus 12. And therefore, this S is 17.34 minus 12 over 2. It's like 2 something. $2.1. Okay, thank you. So now we know load number 3 is 2.67 meters off the center line. So we can back calculate our location very easily. The trick is just to get one load going first. So we start from load number 3. The distance would be 25 minus 2.67. on, we almost finished, man. You sacrifice your brain for understanding. Have to catch up second time. No, I think he has made the decision. I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. At least he got the first one. But he's playing catch up the second one. Maybe it helps him better in terms of hearing some. He leaves it like that. He has some doubts for the first part. May bother his sense. People work differently. But funny thing is, I used to think about my when I was in high school. That was the subject. One day, my friend asked, "Hey, could you teach me chemistry?" Okay, but then we were close. And in the next hours, I noticed that in chemistry, he solved physics problems. So I said, how can you understand chemistry? You did physics all the time, man. Right? So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But he actually he's the smart person as well. Anyway, so here we will be able to locate where load number 3 is, right? By doing that. Because center line is 25 meters, so now load number 3 is how much on the left support? Right? And now we have the fixed distance, so you can back calculate for location number 2 by minus this is 7.5, right? Yeah, which is you minus this with 7, you take 7.5 out, you get location on road number 2. And you take another 4.5 out, you get load number 1. Oh, you already did that. Good. And then load number 4, we add 13.5, right, to 22.3. Minus. Thank you. And then load number 5, you add 7.5 more. Now we have all the locations of the load very quickly. Now, the rest is just child's play, okay? Because we have simple BE and you are asked to calculate maximum moment. If you can't do it, kids will laugh at you, right? Because you are engineer. So now from here we can perhaps end our journey. Because you now know let's see. Okay. So number 1 is 4. The location is 10.33. Load number 2 is 15. It's 14.83. And then 22.33. 35.83. Please, these numbers in my hand right it's bad again, but you have the information already, okay? It's 15 and it's 43.32. Okay. First and foremost, let's calculate the reaction, right? But wait a minute. Q, right? Can we use Q to calculate our reaction, maybe? Of course. We're not stupid, right? So we know where Q is. So when we calculate reaction, we can just come down to this, and 64 and 7.30. Right? Picture is pretty bad. 17, so close. So now, actually, RA is simply 64 multiplied by 50 minus 17.34 divided by 50. Exactly, just like what we had in PowerPoint. Yeah. What's my RA? Thank you. 41. What? 41.8. Okay, yeah, I know. I was thinking about that. But we don't need an argument. Now, folks, I am amazed at this point that some students, where is the maximum moment? We already discussed that, right? Where the shear is zero? Where do the shear become zero? But now I'm beginning to see that you maybe have RB is not a bad idea. I want to. Okay. Where will your shear become? Right? Anything. You can just look at the numbers. You'll tell you right away. Yeah. Because this is 40, that's 34. Calculator for it. That quick. That's experience versus energy. Right? There's an old Chinese proverb saying that old age experience always win over youth and energy. Like that. I'm not sure about that. But sometimes, let's say sometimes. Okay. So now we know where the maximum moment is, right? And you see, I saw it before that, so I know perhaps doing it from the right is easier. Yeah. Yeah. So now you have no effects. Yes. 22.2 multiplied by what's that? 50 minus 35.83, right? Then minus 15 multiplied by the distance, which is 7.5. Oh, should be equal from whatever you do from the left. Let's hope so. What? Okay. If you're curious, you can try from the left and see if we have the matching number. You too, add it again. Ask me something. Make me feel like I'm worth it, you know? No! Fine. Right. Um, any questions? You see, actually, it's not that difficult. To me, it's like trying to over because you understand. You really, you know that if the load is floating around, this is how it's gonna happen. And in the end, when we crack it, it comes back down to the old knowledge. Okay, let me alt. Oh, right. So now, yeah, you didn't tell me. You were right. That was my bad. So, let's put it back on the record. Q here is 17.34 from load number one, not from the support. So that is wrong, and we need to fix that. And this distance is how much? 2.67, right? Same as this. So the Q here is in fact 27.67, right? So here is wrong. We need to fix that. Sometimes, just work life like that. Go bad. My apologies. 64. Here is 27.67. Now we should have proper RA. So let me try to write the equation. RA is now 64 multiplied by 50 minus 27.67 divided by 50. Okay, which is, I doubt about it too because the load number 3 is closer to the midspan. I thought the maximum moment should be here. And then wow, it's 41, so it should be underneath here. So I had a doubt about it, but I forgot about that. So see, my intuition tells me that this is not right, but yeah, I didn't check it. Maybe if you told me that the impacts on both sides are equal, we would be aware of that. See, but thanks everyone, especially you for telling me that. So okay, here we'll need to change that. So now you see the maximum moment should be underneath load number 3, as I suspected. So we have 20. Okay. So now maybe we do it from the left is easier. 28. Oops. 28.58 now multiply by the location of load number 3, which is 22.33, right? Minus 15 multiplied by 7.5 minus the 4 multiplied by the 12. Yeah. That's your maximum. Thanks again. So sorry, dragging the class 5 minutes late. Is that 5 now? No, not okay. Let's make it more beautiful. Okay. Okay. Any question? Sorry about that. Right. So I can just stop the record, please now. Or pause it.